if we continue to put that stuff in the atmosphere, and it continues to get higher and higher and higher levels of CO2 in the atmosphere, wouldn't that?
It's going to make the studies show it's going to make deserts become green again, and plants are going to absorb the carbon.
What studies are these?
You can look them up.
Okay, let's find out.
And that's why the left even says.
But if you're going to say something like that, and I'm not arguing with you, but if you are going to say something like that, that's a very bold thing to say. You should probably not just say look them up. There should be something.
No, let's type it in. There's hundreds of them. I actually brought like over 50 articles right here.
Do you have something that you've read that makes you so confident that you can say this?
I actually know what the plant studies show, where in greenhouses they grow plants with higher carbon dioxide, and plants can grow up to 3 times faster. They live longer.
Of course, plants expand carbon dioxide.
And what do they put out more? Oxygen.
Well, there's one thing that has been proven is that there's more plants now than there have been in a long time.
There's global greening happening,
yes,
countering us losing our atmosphere up until this point. The Earth has less atmosphere than it did 1 million years ago, and it's like God did this or something, where we discovered all this oil, or just blind luck that we are terraforming the planet back to an earlier, healthier state by taking ancient carbon that was under the ground and putting it back into the atmosphere.
University of Florida, and we're talking with college students about diversity quotas today. Do students support these quotas in the workplace and in the college admissions process? And will these students change their mind if we apply those same diversity quotas to the Florida Gators football team? Let's find out. Talking first about diversity just in general, do you think diversity should be a factor in hiring decisions and in college admissions processes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably they should have diversity quotas for like college admissions and a bunch of other things. I think they already have quotas though, but like those are definitely a good thing.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think it's an absolute necessity.
Yeah, everyone should have an equal part in anywhere really.
As a first-generation college student from a Hispanic household, it's very important.
Should we develop diversity quotas for, the workplace or for college admissions? How they usually work is if a population is 35% Hispanic, then the school in that region, I guess, would also have to be 35% Hispanic in its student population to reflect the demographics of the larger community. Is that something that you would support?
Yeah, I would support that. Yeah, I totally support that.
Yeah. I mean that sounds pretty reasonable.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yes, I think it definitely should be taken into account.
Absolutely, there should be more diversity in basically every single field.
So what about diversity quotas on sports teams, college sports teams? Do you guys think?
No, I think that should be skill-based. Yeah, absolutely. Same thing.
Same thing. We want to win, no matter what you are.
Probably not. I feel like it should be based off talent. That's something that's a little bit different.
With sports, it's definitely more emphasis placed on ability. Sports is different than college. Sports is not the same. I mean, talent is talent is talent is talent.
I don't think we should. College sports is about getting the best players for your team, and I don't think we should focus on which race or ethnicity to get.
I think a diversity quota for any sports team, it doesn't make much sense. It should be based on skill.
I mean, I guess you could say more skilled people should get into schools too. I guess what I said could kind of be applied both.
We'd probably be losing because we recruit based on skill, and if we recruited based on diversity, then we'd probably be worse.
I see nothing wrong with the current roster right now. I think it's perfectly fine. If they're the best players fit for the job, then they deserve the spot.
I don't necessarily think that it's a bad thing that these people are just better at the sports that they play.
I mean, it'd definitely be different. When's the last time you saw a prominent Asian in football?
Does this kind of change your mind about diversity quotas in other sectors, like the workplace, like college admissions? If we're talking about being the best in sports, shouldn't we also be talking about being the best in the workplace, being the best company, being the best college, the best university, regardless of anyone's race?
Yeah, I think it was a good way to open your eyes and think, if you're recruiting athletes based on their skill level, maybe you should admit students based on their scores and their academic merit more so than diversity.
Yeah, a little bit, because I didn't think about it being applied. I mean, I guess they are applied to schools, but not sports, and you could make a good argument for why my reason for school would be the same for sports, basically. Yeah.
I think so. I think I really didn't think about diversity too much in college admissions or workplace.
Yeah, I think now that I think about it,
It's interesting to see it compared to sports versus college admissions. So
skill always comes first. I don't necessarily think quotas are the way to go. I know they're unconstitutional. I know they're wrong. I feel like that's just counterintuitive to feel obligated to admit anybody or do anything.
Yeah. I mean, you want the best. It doesn't really matter what the person's race is, who they are, whatever. You have skills. You're a good person. That's about it.